It's continuing to feel warm all across the southeast. We're seeing 72 in Mobile, 81 in the Golden Triangle, all up to 85 out in Shreveport. So it's felt pretty warm out there, but that's not going to last too long. We'll get to how cool it's going to get coming up here in a second. But really the clouds are starting to work their way in right now. We're seeing a lot of these clouds slowly push their way in from the south and the southwest off the Gulf, where that moisture's really beginning to move its way in, and we're seeing a frontal system really start to push its way in, make its presence known. As it continues to work its way across the southeast, that's where we're really going to see the temperatures start to drop to more normal levels. Seasonal highs return as all that cooler air begins to push its way into the Mississippi area. And models are showing much of the same thing as we move our way into tonight and tomorrow morning. We see that frontal boundary begin to pass, maybe a chance of some pop-up showers or two, but we'll really start to clear out as we move through on Friday, work our way into Saturday morning. All clear skies over north and central Mississippi with a few clouds hanging off towards the Gulf Coast. But we're feeling pretty good tonight with 50 degrees as our low temperature, maybe a passing storm or two, but it feels pretty mild out there with 50 degrees as our low, a few clouds. And then tomorrow we're sitting at 62 degrees, so still comfortable, still a great day to be outside, but definitely not as warm as we saw today. If you blinked today, you probably missed it because we're dropping back down as we work our way into the weekend. Really the thing to look at there is on Saturday morning that low drops all the way to 33 degrees, meaning, hey, we're still here in winter, still looking at those near freezing temperatures, but we'll work our way back up to a comfortable 57 on Saturday. As we finish off the weekend, we see it all the way back up to 60 degrees, though once again a cooler start to the morning. Our next chance for some rain is on Monday with a high of 59 degrees, but once we get through that, we start to see a hint of that spring once again, with a high of 71 on Tuesday, some partly cloudy skies. So even though we won't be as warm as we were today, it'll be a very nice, warm weekend. Slate Springs right now. If you're in Slate Springs, you better be in a shelter right now. Get to that place. Turn up your TV or radio so you can hear what's happening. And it's going to continue to move back. So we look back towards the reflectivities. We're going to see where this is kind of moving. This whole entire storm system headed towards the south of Calhoun City, headed towards Chickasaw County. If you're out ahead, especially in areas around Houston, Mississippi, we're going to make sure that you're already getting your safe place ready. Have your plan in effect because this storm system is continuing to work its way through. Now, if you're areas to the north, like Calhoun City, this is where all the hail is going to be. You're going to have some strong, damaging winds, but especially to the south in this area, this is the next path for the tornado. So if you're in southern Calhoun County, in southern Chickasaw County, or northern Winston County, take cover right now. What we're seeing right here is what's called a debris ball. What that typically indicates on radar is where we have debris being picked up by a tornado. So a very serious situation. This isn't something that's commonly seen. So make sure, especially if you're out towards the northeast, towards Houston, Okolona, Trey Block, all those areas are in the path of this storm right now. Still see very strong rotation as the new radar image comes through, as that moves towards the radar, away from the radar, and that's where we see that rotation. Switching back to our reflectivities, we're going to see really the whole structure of this storm, and that debris ball, wow, is still sitting right there. Very significant debris ball right there to the south of Houston. If you're in any of these areas, Houston, Trey Block, up towards Okolona, you're going to definitely want to be taking cover right now. You're going to see something we're not used to here in Mississippi, and that's sleet mixing in with a little bit of a snowflake if you keep your eye peeled for that, as well as some rain, and we're seeing that precipitation continue to work its way into the Golden Triangle area. Some pinks and blues popping in and out for that wintry mix, and that's going to continue as we move throughout the day, as some of the heavier stuff is concentrated right over the Eupora area right now. But don't worry, we're not expecting too much accumulation here in central Mississippi. A lot of those areas that are expecting off to the north of us right here, and also down towards Greenville along the Mississippi River, but no accumulation. Driving conditions shouldn't be too bad, but as always, keep careful out there. We have that dividing line throughout central Mississippi where we're seeing that wintry mix of some sleet, some slushy conditions as well, but all the snow staying Tupelo and north today, as well as rain is going to be really what's going to be concentrated down towards the Jackson area. Right now we're sitting at 44 degrees, so above the freezing mark, not worrying about that snow, with a breeze out of the south-southeast at 9 miles per hour. And across the state, we're seeing pretty similar conditions temperature-wise, with 43 in Jackson, 39 in the Golden Triangle, 39 up in the Memphis area. So we're sitting right there in that wintry mix category, not really worrying about the snow since it's not below freezing, and the precipitation is really going to start to push its way through here. As we warm up throughout the day, we're going to see mainly rain, though areas up in Arkansas actually saw some snow this morning, but central Mississippi is going to concentrated on the rain, and that's what we're seeing throughout the rest of the evening. Models showing the rain continuing to push through, but by the time we get to Wednesday, things start to clear out mostly. But by Wednesday morning, we see more clouds start to push back in after a clearer Tuesday. And then we see outside right now 46 degrees, not something we're used to seeing this wintry mixed fall here at Hillman Hall on the Mississippi State campus, but we're not worried about that accumulation. Once again, tonight we were worried more about the rain with a low of 38 degrees, and we're going to continue to warm up throughout the evening. And then tomorrow we see a high of 55 degrees, mostly cloudy, warmer than we have seen, maybe a little bit of chance of some precipitation as well. But even if it's still a little bit chilly out there, don't worry, it gives you a great excuse to cuddle up close to your Valentine and keep warm tomorrow on the holiday. And by Wednesday we get even warmer with a high of 65 degrees, partly cloudy out there, a bit of rain chance as well. And Thursday that rain continues to be in the picture with a high of 61 degrees, but by the time we get to the weekend, it's finally going to clear out. It should be a wonderful weekend next weekend with a high of 60 degrees on Friday. Saturday we see that high of 56 degrees with some partly cloudy conditions, so it should be a wonderful way to end your week.